Good afternoon, folks. I'm just in my last few weeks of being in Canada before I'm back to the Philippines. And some of you have been watching the shorts about my little projects I'm working on, the old Jag and the RV, and I'm selling off all this stuff. I'm just actually coming back from selling off an AI-powered lawnmower that I tinkered with that Hertz-Kovina started and I upgraded. Hated to sell it because it's a nice little prototype, but gotta liquidate everything. Got like 40 some ads on Kijiji and Facebook just to get rid of everything I possibly can. I don't want to have to come back and worry about anything, but in a few days I won't even have real phone service anymore over here because all of North America's service providers have decided to 5G mandatory everything. So they're really making sure we all get our cancers and die as quickly as possible. But it's funny because now Rogers, my provider, has all these commercials online saying, there's millions of hectares of Canadian land without service. That's not true. It's true when they say only 5G. Pretty much what they've done is they've reset the North American markets to 1998. Where, like, back in those days when you had service, you're right, it was only in the cities. It was because they were building the network. They were building the infrastructure. Now they've made a conscious decision to shut off an existing, functional 3G network to force us all into 5G. And with that, that means that you don't have service in certain areas. Now they're saying, you can subscribe to our satellite situation. You can still get text when you're away from the main area. It just seems so crazy to me that the people are allowing this to happen over here. So you had a fully developed network that took 20 plus years to build. It's 3G. Most of the customers on it were just fine with it. But they so badly want to push that 5G that they've shut off the 3G network and are mandatorily forcing everybody to be 5G. But they know people are going to be pissed, like me right now, where I am at my farm. I barely get service. I used to, service was mediocre before, but now it's just barely existed. It's even worse. So that's because they've already started shutting off 3G towers. By the end of the month, I think like 2 or 3 more days, I have to have a new 5G phone, or I won't be able to get any service. So, obviously, I'm going to have to bite the bullet, and I'm going to have a 5G phone when I'm in Canada. Luckily, I'm not here most of the time, and I don't want to even come back at all if I don't have to. I so hope the show gets done. And that's part of why I'm selling everything off, because, again, I'm going to use my own money to produce the show. I've got maybe 20 minutes left to get done. Then the pilot's done. And I can cash out, and then use that money to finish the rest of the season. Because I don't want to come back next summer. I mean, fish business has not been very busy. I'm on my second last order coming up for this week, and I have one big order from a diehard fan. And that's it. I got a few tiny little orders, but it's just not there. The boy, my son, did ruin the business not doing any of it for a year and a half. So maybe I come back every summer and I can rebuild it, and and I need the money. So if the show doesn't develop, I'll be back. But it's just one of these things where everything here irritates the heck out of me. Like the idea that they would get rid of a fully good network that works pretty much all over Canada. And I know because, as many of you know from my old channel and the new future channel, the other channel we'll call it, the other channel. I was deep in politics, driving across Canada all the time, up in the north, west, and always had service. Very rarely did I not have service. Sometimes you get your intermittent, like you lose service for an hour or whatever, but it comes back. So it's just one of these things for them to get rid of a network like that so they can force you onto 5G. It's crazy. I hope people boycott it. I hope some other company buys those 3G towers or rebuilds the parts of the 3G network. Like the idea they want to so badly force us all into 5G, knowing that it gives cancers and that it is not good, even for plant life. It's like, what are they doing, right? So it's really about control, right? Because with a 5G, they can turn that on, they can shut that off. They can keep track of what you're doing, what you're saying, who you're saying it to. I understand. I just disagree with it. So, little rant for the day. I've got a bunch of things going on. I have one of my old classic Jags out too, but the rear end seized. Oh, I just found the gas cap they were complaining about losing. So I'm home. I've got a dinner date at Bang Suk. If you're ever in Ottawa and you want an amazing, authentic Japanese buffet, Bang Suk. Maybe it's called something else, but it's right across from the Newfoundlander pub on Montreal Road. They do not sponsor this video. However, I definitely sponsor them. And I say to anybody, if you're landing in Ottawa, you got nothing to do, or you just want to have a really good dinner on your way in or you're on your way out, that's the way to go. So I have one of my friends from Edmonton going with me tonight, so I'm going to get rid of all the beard and all the hair I grew. I tried to grow hair to see how it would look, right? And it's not all that great yet. But I was blonde for the majority of my life, so it's still pretty light colored. So anyways, like, follow, subscribe, and of course, if you are watching any of the videos and you're interested in any of the vehicles or any of the other things I've mentioned I'm selling, feel free to reach out, say hi to me, and if you're in the Ontario area, you want to own a piece of history, because all my vehicles, all my stuff will eventually one day just have value because I owned it, It's be like buying, Steven Spielberg stuff or George Lucas's stuff, right? I had an old truck from Don Cherry, and I sold it for triple what it was worth because it was from Don Cherry. So, yeah, things like that. Sometimes just who owns stuff can make it more valuable, and we'd love to. I'll definitely give you a signed print with it, showing that maybe a picture of me with it. Some of the vehicles, of course, are in other videos, but yeah. So, anyways, like, follow, subscribe, and as always, sharing is caring. So, share this video, please and thank you.